So this is InterConnection. It's a nonprofit organization located in Seattle, Washington. What we do is we take in used computers, refurbish them, and then provide them to nonprofits, organizations, low-income people, and underserved communities. So we get donated equipment from individuals and businesses, and it comes in, through here, a receiving dock. First thing that we do is examine it to see if we can reuse it. If it's too old, if it's missing too many components, we recycle it. So it goes to a certified electronic recycler that handles all of our unusable equipment. If we can reuse it, then we wipe the hard drive. So basically we take the computer, we stick it on our hard drive wiping rack here. We have software that wipes the hard drive securely so that no data is retrievable. So every machine is wiped. We also capture the serial number of the hard drive so donors can look at the hard drive. All right, so once the once the computers come off of our hard drive wiping rack, they go to a cleaning area over there, and then ultimately go to a production area which does the final refurbishing process. So these are computers that we're going to test to see if we can reuse them. Over here is some of the equipment that we recycle. So these are all machines that we're unable to use. We also do TV recycling. These are peripherals like printers and scanners, wires, all those sorts of things. Basically, we take in all items related to computers and electronics, and like I said, if we can't reuse it, we have places where we have a facility where things are properly recycled. Everything that you see down this lane is equipment that we've received and processed. Some of it's going out for recycling, some of it's going out for reuse. Here's our monitor testing area. These are all we're doing. All we reuse in terms of monitors these days is LCD flat screens. So every monitor gets plugged in, tested. We have a checklist to make sure that everything has been gone through. We record the size of the monitor. We give it a grading, A, B, C. We also record the resolution and then obviously who tested it. So we have a pretty strict testing process for our monitors as well as the computers. And then this is our cleaning area. So once computers come in through the door and get the hard drives wiped, they get cleaned. So we blow out all the dust and whatnot that's accumulated over the years. This is our blowout area here. This is really important. This is our data wipe cage. So we deal with a lot of big corporate customers like Nintendo, Alaska Airlines. They give us their surplus equipment, and they, like nearly every company, is really concerned about data. So one of the things that we do is pull hard drives, sometimes even before they leave their building, and then we'll securely transport them into our data cage. We've got a couple of machines that do high-level erasure on each drive. We also have a machine back in the corner there that does mechanical destruction. So what that means is we take the drive, we'll stick it in that machine, and it has a big giant punch that puts a hole in the drive, and that makes it totally unusable. So we'll either erase the drive using our specialized software, or we'll destroy the drive using the punch. Our goal is to reuse the drive. We don't necessarily like to destroy them, but if that's what the donor wants, that's what we do. We also deal with network hard drives, like those used for servers and things like that too. So just to, when it comes to like donated equipment and donated computers, data security and data destruction is the #1 priority. It's what all the big companies want. It's what everybody's concerned about. It's what the individuals are concerned about. So if for anybody involved in computer refurbishing, data destruction is got to be a very integral part of your program. Okay, so this is what we call our laptop triage area. First thing we do with laptops is we'll try and boot them up to see if they work, and then after that we'll categorize them into, you know, will we reuse it, refurbish it, or won't we reuse it? You see, we've kind of sorted them all out. Over here, these are machines that we're going to reuse. These are laptops that we can easily install Windows on, so we have what's called an image for these things, and so we're able to quickly do an install on them. And these are also the ones that our clients really like, you know, the Dell, Pentium M and above machines. These are machines that we're going to be using for parts, so a lot of times, you know, we'll be needing screens or keyboards or things like that, and so this is like our parts machine. And these are machines that we might need a little extra work to get a Windows image on, and then we'll probably offer these through retail, or maybe we'll eBay them or something like that, online sales. But it's really important to, you know, sort the machines out so that you know, you can process them easy. You know, we get a lot of equipment, and kind of the first thing, I mean, the way we look at it is if it's not reusable, we want to get it out of our system as fast as possible so that it's out of the warehouse, out of our hair, and we just focus on what's reusable. So, and here's our production room, and I'll give a tour of this area. So this is our computer refurbishing, our production room. A lot of times computers come without hard drives, without RAM, or they got some sort of problem, and this is where we'll fix them and get them going. This is where we'll do the install or put the hard drives back in them. This is where we'll put, you know, memory and that sort of thing. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll you know, take them to the bench. We have a checklist here that basically, you know, our techs look at to make sure that they're doing everything correctly. Like, you know, is it clean? Is there any structural damage? Does it have a hard drive? Are they recording the speed and the RAM, size of the hard drive? All that stuff is checked off. We have a database system that allows us to keep track of, you know, which machine they're working on, what sort of problems that it had. It also keeps track of the computer's megahertz speed and its specifications. And so and it also keeps track of production as to, like, how many machines are we working on a day, how many machines is that tech working on a day, and that sort of a thing. And as we try and, you know, keep all the tools and whatnot available, make it all accessible, you know, and the most important thing is screwdrivers. So these are what techs really need pretty much all day long. And then, you know, tape for putting on the spec lists and all that stuff. So this is, you know, where a lot of this happens. Our program relies on staff. We have a lot of staff working here, and also volunteers as well as interns. So there's volunteers who come in to help out. After a period of time from helping out, they'll get a free computer. We also have interns involved in a training program. So we offer a class. It's called our A+ certification class. And they spend a couple hours in the classroom, and then they come down here and they work in the production environment, working on computers as hands-on learning. So it's a way for them to learn, and it's also a way for us to gain help with our refurbishing process. And then the staff is involved in some of the higher-end repairs and the installs and some of the more technical aspects of what we do. Over here is where we do the quality control. So once a computer comes off of the workbench over there, the next thing is it goes on our quality control rack, so it gets booted again. We have software that tests every single component in the computer, the RAM, the motherboard, the hard drive, the CD-ROM, all that stuff. And then once that's all been tested, it produces a document that showing that everything's been tested. So we have a documented testing process that shows that every machine that's coming out has been fully refurbished, fully tested, and upgraded. And the QC part is really important if you're providing computers to the public and so forth. You know, a few years ago we weren't doing it, but once we added this QC component, our returns and our failure rate, you know, dropped significantly. So if you're looking at high quality refurbished equipment, it's really important to have sort of this final step, I guess, this final barrier before it goes out to before the machines go out to the general public. Quality control is really important. And finally, over here is our installs area. This is where we do the installation of Windows on the computers. InterConnection is what's called a Microsoft authorized refurbisher. So we get Windows licenses and Office licenses from Microsoft for refurbished equipment going to nonprofits and schools and low income at special rates. And so that's what allows us to provide this equipment to people in need affordably and legally, because that's what Microsoft requires, is to have a new license on refurbished equipment. So we use a variety of systems to quickly process and install Windows on the computers. We use what's called images for different computers, and then obviously we try and put everything on racks as much as possible so that we can do multiple machines at the same time. We focus a lot on desktops these days, but we also do a lot of laptops as well. And we provide the majority of the computers go to nonprofit organizations across the U.S. So we've shipped computers to all 50 states. We also work internationally, so we ship computers to organizations and non-governmental organizations in South America, Africa, Asia, around the world. And we also provide a lot of computers to people locally. A lot of people come to our store, our retail store, to buy computers for low income and students. And we also have a small grant program where we donate computers to organizations. So that's kind of the quick overview of a program. We try and streamline things as much as possible and make it into a kind of an assembly line approach, so that we're able to increase production. If you're spending too much time, and we get a lot of equipment, if you're spending too much time on the computer trying to fix it, then it just gets to a point of sort of diminishing returns, and then we just don't work on it anymore after a period of time. And so our main focus is just getting machines out the door, and because we have a lot of demand, there's a lot of need for access to computers, and so that's every day we're trying to figure out how to make it